yes, I know we're supposed to love ourselves, but how? Like, I just can't quite figure out how to love myself. And I would do all the things that you're supposed to do, try to practice positive affirmations and take care of myself, things like that. But I still struggled with a lot of self doubt and second guessing myself a lot of times. And I just could not figure out how to get off of this pattern that I was stuck in, even though I thought I was doing all the actions. What it comes down to, and it's something that I have discovered about myself only within the last few years, and it is codependency. A codependent person is someone lacking self worth and trust in themselves. And they have fears of abandonment and an obsessive need for approval from others, usually most magnified in their closest relationships. So that means that Sean had to experience a lot of my codependencies. I, for years, relied on Sean to fill me up, make me feel loved. And, he always provided. He made me feel loved. He made me feel safe, sexy, and beautiful, cherished, everything. He gave me those feelings that I always wanted. And so my need for validation through other people kind of was directed towards Sean. I did go through a period of time where I was seeking a lot of validation online. As many of you know, I tried to become an influencer on Instagram, and it was, it started out with good, pure intentions, but I got sucked into needing that validation from other people. And I didn't realize at the time why I was like struggling so much during that 5 years where I was putting out so much content and really, really trying to make that something like big, thinking that that was where my happiness and fulfillment came from. Sean had to Ferberize me. You guys all heard of the Ferber method? It's where you have to sleep train your babies and you have to allow them to cry it out. They have to learn how to self-soothe. We joke about it because there was this moment just a couple years ago where I didn't realize that I was codependent until Sean Ferberized me. And I call it Ferberized me. And I told him after, everything settled down and I realized that it was an essential thing that needed to happen in our relationship, we would joke about it. And I'm like, Sean, you totally Ferberized me. It felt like I was having to learn how to self-soothe, just like babies have to learn eventually how to self-soothe and not always rely on us for all of that comfort, right? So I kind of directed most of my attention towards getting it from Sean, even though I did do a lot of it on social media as well, needing the love and validation through other people. But then Sean kind of took the brunt end of it because he was always the most reliable and willing to give it to me anytime I wanted and needed. So over time, I think Sean realized that it was just a Band-Aid. Like he would do everything he could to lift me up, make me feel better, and talk me through a lot of my insecurities. And it was just like this temporary fix. It didn't have a lasting effect that he had hoped. So then he just decided one day, like, I am not going to do this anymore. I just can't because it's not helping her. So I realized that I had gotten addicted to the Sean drug. I call it the Sean drug, but like I said, I did seek that love and validation through other people as well, but Sean was the main guy. So I was addicted to the Sean drug. And when he decided that I needed to grow and step into more of that confidence and self-worth that he knew I was looking for. And I think he realized like, this is the only way she's going to figure it out. So I just got to like step back and allow her to find that from within. And I remember this, it was even a moment where he just stopped doing the things that he usually would do for me in the times where I would just be all emotional and needing him to fix me. And he just one day just didn't do it. And I was like, what's going on? Why is he not giving me the cookie? We say that too. Have you guys seen that viral video?
I like you when you give me cookies.
You like me when I give you cookies, but you don't like me all the time?
Yeah, no.
Why?
But I like you, only love you get cookies from me.
Oh, so only when I give you cookies do you like me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I love you.
I love you too, but I don't like you all the time.
So we joke about that too. I'm like, I love you when you give me cookies. Sean was always happy to give me the cookies, but over time he realized that the cookies were very unhealthy for me, and he stopped giving me the cookies. And that made me really upset. Just like a child would get upset when they're not getting what they want. They throw fits and they think that throwing fits will get them what they want. Sometimes it works. Sometimes us parents, like everyone, they get impatient and they just want the crying to stop. They just want the whining to stop, and they don't want to deal with it in the moment. And so they give in. I'm guilty of that, doing that for my kids, but we all know that that's not good for them long term. So, and it only creates a bigger problem for all of us. I had to go through this detox of my Sean drug, and it was very painful. And I made up stories like, he doesn't love me anymore, and why is he not giving me what I need, and what does all this mean? And it was like this whole existential crisis that I had to go through. It was hard, to experience that, but deep down I knew that it was in my best interest, and so did he. So of course we knew that, like, okay, this is something that I need, and I'm going to just have to endure the pain and figure out how to go deeper within myself and find that love from within and stop seeking it from others. So I went through that whole detox and had the withdrawal symptoms, just the same as you would with any drug. I was used to getting my hit from Sean and through other people, through social media, and it was just easier than going through myself. That's why oftentimes we are drawn to drugs, alcohol, treats, foods that we know aren't so good for us, but they make us feel so good. It's so delicious, and we just want it. We crave it. A lot of times we want to skip doing the work so that we can just get that quick fix. And the work, meaning like doing your meditation, doing your daily writing and introspection, your workouts, exercising, all of the things that we know requires more effort and gives us more long-term results. But sometimes we want to bypass the work and go straight for the dopamine. And that's why a lot of us get stuck in addictions to anything. Like I said, it could be addictions to just getting validation on social media, the likes and the comments. All of that can also be an addiction, as it was for me.